Would you have fought Boots if that presented
Yeah,
itself?
no, they asked us. They said, are you guys open to doing a Boots fight? I said 100%. At 147, Boots' team came back with, they wanted to do it at 152. I wanted to do 152. I never even fought at 147 yet. I said, no, if you come down to 147, we can do the fight. I'm not gonna go to 152 for fucking Boots.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Boots is a good fighter, but who is he? Now then it was like, okay, Ryan Garcia was out, Tia was out. Mm-hmm. Now who was next? Mm-hmm. Who was the next best guy that I could that I could fight? Yeah. And we reached out. Well, they came with Boots Ennis. We said yeah. We said let's do it, but we want to do it at 147. They came back with 152. I'm like, why would I fight at 152? I never even fought at 147. No, we can do it at 147 or not. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then he moved up or whatever, and then Brian Norman.
You guys just heard what Devin Haney had to say about the Jaron Ennis fight that he accepted, which Jaron Ennis didn't deny anything, nor his team. Here's what you gotta love about Devin Haney. Hate him or love him, you gotta respect the fact. When fighters usually say, who is this guy? Who is that guy? They usually say that in order to duck somebody. Basically, that's the excuse they make to avoid fighters on the hate list. But that's what makes Devin Haney different. That's where the line is drawn between a real fighter and a fighter that's looking for a payday. Devin Haney says, let's fight. Whether you got a weak resume or a strong resume, as long money come with it, Devin Haney is willing to rumble. Remember when Fundora told Crawford after he beat Spence, his promoter said, Crawford doesn't bring much to the table besides being boring. Fundora promoter Sampson also stated that Crawford doesn't bring that much money to the table. Would you guys believe that? The audacity by Fundora and his team. That's why, Fundora, we don't want to hear you say the word bud no more. We don't want to hear you say bud no more. Ironically, Fundora, right before he pulled out of the Thurman fight due to an injury or the fight got postponed, he came out calling out Crawford to fight. He said he would love to fight him. But why didn't you love to fight him when he sent you an offer for your biggest payday after he beat Spence? Is the $1 million question. That's what makes Devin Haney different. They say Devin the weight bully. But they don't say that about Fundora, a walking giant at 154. Fundora, after he got knocked out, he stated that he modified his style. Now he's basically a boxer. That's why you guys see him using his jab and moving around like a boxing mummy. I don't hear anybody talking about he boring. Remember Tim Tszyu, the first fight? All he did was jab and move. Well, ironically, Fundora has been at his bullyweight division for so long, Devin already moved up 2 weight classes. Now he's finna fight Brian Norman, while Jaron Ennis moved up to 154 and called out Fundora. Fundora avoided Crawford, a switch hitter, a slick black American fighter, the pound-for-pound king, just to end up with another one kind of like him, Jaron Ennis. You gotta feel bad for Fundora, man. But when it came to Devin Haney, he was willing to get in the ring with Jaron Ennis. That's why, unlike other fighters, it doesn't matter what Devin Haney says, because unlike other fighters like Fundora, Devin Haney is willing to back it up. When he said Jaron Ennis ain't fought nobody or who's Jaron Ennis, he was willing to fight him next. When he said that about Brian Norman, that he never fought somebody on his level, he's fighting him next. I mean, you guys saw what Boots did to Liam at 154. Who the hell want to fight that guy? Well, Devin Haney did. And he's fighting Brian Norman next. That's why you got to respect Devin Haney to the point where, see, it doesn't matter what Devin says because he's willing to back it up. I remember Shakur when he thought Devin was bluffing to fight him, and he was like, man, Devin ain't going to fight Jaron Ennis if he moves up to 147. And look at Devin Haney today. He was willing to do it when he wasn't even at his best after Ryan cheated him. Now Devin Haney is trying to reclaim his position And not just that, he's trying to claim Crawford position by becoming undisputed at 147. He's not just trying to claim what Jaron Ennis had at 147. He's going after what Bud had, which is undisputed. We all know Crawford is the only fighter in history in the 4 belts era who became undisputed in 3 different divisions. Bud did something so impressive. You have to go all the way back to Sugar Ray Robinson. That's right. Back when there was no division in between, Sugar Ray Robinson basically moved up the equivalence of 6 divisions today and became undisputed in 3 different divisions, 135, 147, and 160. He even went for 175, but he had a draw in a fight where we all know if he was Canelo today, Sugar Ray Robinson would have had won that light heavyweight fight, 118 to 108. 12 rounds to none, 15 rounds to none, whatever it was back in the day. Well, that's what Bud did. He did some Sugar Ray Robinson type of move because we know Bud been a champion from 135 all the way to 168, where he managed to become undisputed in 3 divisions. Just like Sugar Ray Robinson, he was a 3-division undisputed champion when there was no division in between. Well, Devin Haney, that's what he was going after before. He got cheated by Ryan at 140. His goal was to become undisputed at 140 like he did at 135. And that's his plan at 147. Ryan, without a doubt, set Devin Haney back 3 years as far as his goal. Let's see if Devin Haney can regroup and reclaim what used to be his. Devin Haney can beat Brian Norman, especially in an impressive fashion. We all know Devin Haney is back. On the other hand, Jaron Ennis, I believe he's like 28 right now. Devin is 26. So Jaron Ennis, man, he got to catch up. Got a lot of catching up to do from this point forward. All them names he called out, the fans are not trying to see Liam's type of competition. So Jaron Ennis has to send all them names he called out legit offers if he's going to fight a Liam type of competition after this, which I don't believe that's the goal for Jaron Ennis. He stated he wants Vergil Ortiz. And that's really the best opponent for Jaron Ennis. You go after the biggest name, you go after the biggest money fight that's going to make you the kingpin, the Floyd Mayweather blueprint. We know Mexicans are the largest fan base in boxing. That's what they say, right? Well, that's exactly why Floyd Mayweather went after the Mexican or the Hispanic fighters, because he knew if he beat them, they can't claim they don't know who the hell he beat or he has a weak resume. They can't do that. They will be forced to give you the credit then, like Crawford did against Canelo. He never got his credit till that fight. You got to go after who old media praises. That's why Devin Haney went after Lomachenko. That's why Devin Haney went after Teofimo Lopez and called their bluff. Now they saying Brian Norman is the monster at 147. Unlike Ryan's steroid Austrian hook, Brian Norman has a natural, powerful hook just like that without steroids. Well, that's who Devin Haney is facing come November 22nd. What the hell y'all hating on? Can y'all at least respect that? Subscribe below and to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.